Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Today, inshallah, we are going to talk about one of the pillars of Islam, which is Zakah. What do you know about Zakah? Zakah is one of the five fundamental concepts, also known as the pillars or the five pillars in Islam. This makes it compulsory act, and therefore all Muslims must give zakat, provided they meet certain conditions. The concept of zakah is to purify one's wealth and soul. Calculation of zakah is based on the total savings of a Muslim during one lunar or Islamic year. It's important to note that only by the beginning and the end of the year are taken into account. Muslims must possess a minimum zakatable amount of wealth, both at the beginning and the end of their zakah year. For them to pay zakah, items like what? Like gold, silver, paper currency held in cash or in bank, and things owned by a matter of business, crops, and herded animals are all taken into consideration when calculating zakah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in the Quran, chapter number 9, verse number 60. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إنما الصدقات للفقراء والمساكين والعاملين عليها والمؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب وفي سبيل الله والغارمين وفي سبيل الله وابن السبيل فريضة من الله والله عليم حكيم. In English, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, the alms are only for the poor or needy and those employed to collect zakah and to attract the hearts of those who have been inclined towards Islam and to free the captives and for those in debt and for Allah's cause and for the traveler who is cut off from everything. All of that is duty imposed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and Allah is all knower, all wise. So who are the recipients of zakah? Recipients of zakah are 8 sorts. Number 1, fuqara, translated as the poor or needy. Number 2, al-masakin. These are people of extreme poverty who possess no wealth at all. Number 3, al-amilin, means amil zakah. These are people appointed by an Islamic head of state or government to collect zakah. The authority gives them a fee for their work, which includes collecting, recording, guarding, dividing, and distributing zakah. Al-Mu'allafa, those people who have just become Muslim, new Muslim, or those whose circumstances are so desperate they fear turning to crime if they are not helpful. المؤلفة قلوبهم وفي الرقاب. الرقاب, these are slaves whose masters have agreed to set them free on a payment of a fixed amount. Ibn Sabil, the traveler stranded in a foreign land in need of money. Those people can receive zakah if the purpose for traveling is lawful and halal. Al-Gharimin, those are on debt, but it is conditional that the debts were not created for any un-Islamic or sinful purpose. Last one, fi sabilillah, those are people who are away from home in the path of Allah, those in jihad, those seeking knowledge, or stranded in Hajj. If I ask you, what is the purpose of giving zakah? Giving zakah brings and endless rewards and blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the purpose of zakah is to maintain unity, love, peace, tranquility in society, and distributing the wealth taken from the rich and using it to help the poor and easing their life in this world. When should we give zakah? You should record the Islamic date on which you first became the owner of nisab. Nisab, the amount of money, or the amount of zakah. If on the same date the following lunar year or Islamic year, you are still the owner of nisab, you will be obliged to pay zakah. Many Muslims choose to give it during Ramadan, as the rewards for good deeds performed in Ramadan are greater than in any other months. Now we have come to the end. Before I leave you, I'm gonna ask you a question as a plenary. What do you know about nisab of zakah? Thank you for listening. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.